And we are live. Welcome everybody for this weekly live stream on the latest news of crypto and Web3. I'm Julian, and on Eat the Blogs, I help you to become a Web3 developer. Hi everybody in the chat. Let me know where you're coming from. Samadan, Green Star. Hi guys. So first, before we get started, I'm going to show you my new free masterclass. So if you are new on the channel and that you want to get into the Web3 industry, I've created a free masterclass full of very useful advice for how you can get in the industry in the bear markets right now. This is a very special time. It's not as easy as last year or the year before, but it's still very possible. And so I created this free training to explain you everything. So if you are interested in this, go to eattheblock.com/masterclass. I'm going to put this in the chat. Let me see this. All right, so eattheblock.com/masterclass. Check out this free training. It's gonna explain you everything, how you can get into the industry. All right, so then we're gonna get started with the news of this week. And so we are going to start with the market. So how the market performed this week. So it was actually a pretty flat week for Bitcoin and for all the crypto. We ended up not moving much. And that's because we have a lot of contradictory signals at the moment. It's very difficult to know exactly where the market is gonna go, because on the one hand, we had a report from the IMF who is saying that inflation is slowing down, and the GDP is also their GDP forecast for 2023 has been improved of just a little bit. I think the forecast was something like 2.7% worldwide, and now it's 2.9%. So small improvement. So it appears that perhaps we are out of the woods. But at the same time, this week there is a very important decision that people are expecting from the Feds, because if the Fed decide to raise the interest rate by 25 basis points, it's going to signal a slowdown in the hike of the rate. And so that's going to be bullish, because we can hope that maybe in 6 months the rate will start to come down. Otherwise, if it's 50 basis point, then there is no slowdown in the rate hike, and in this case it's going to be bearish. So this week is going to be the moment of truth when we have this decision by the Fed. So we cross our finger that it's going to be 25 bips only. All right, so after we have some bearish news from Cardano. So this week something really crazy happened. There was half of Cardano who went offline after Charles Hoskinson declared that he was considering to acquire CoinDesk. So that was completely out of the blue. I think CoinDesk is currently owned by BCG and I don't think DCG, sorry, and I don't think they are planning to sell it. So I don't know why he said that, but anyway, like what happened just after that is like half of the nodes on the Cardano blockchain went offline, completely insane. After that, they went back up, but still, it was really, really big scare. And that's the first time that this happened since Cardano started in 2017. So yeah, very, very strange event on Cardano. In any case, not much is happening on this blockchain. Then we have some news for the crypto regulation. So the White House published a roadmap for crypto regulation, and people believe that this is in response to the FTX scandal. So we know that more regulation is coming this year. There is no doubt about this. And also this week, we learned that the SEC is studying how to regulate crypto custody for a traditional finance company. So basically what they are thinking of doing is they want to impose a rule that will force TradFi company who hold tokens that are considered securities. These tokens will need to be held by a specific custodian. So that means that it cannot be just like some ledger that is managed by an employee, completely custom. it's gonna have some very, very specific rule, and they're gonna have to send their token to a specific custodian. I think it's pretty a good idea. Nothing to say against that. So then we have some news about Moody this week. So Moody is building a scoring system for stablecoin, and there will be 20 stablecoin covered. So if you never heard of Moody, that's a rating agency, and what they do is that they evaluate the credit worthiness of big companies and also of countries. So United States, I think, is rated A. Then some other countries are rated B, etc. And basically, this rating help investors to decide how risky a borrower is. And so, of course, the more risky, the more expensive the interest rate will be. And so they also want to create rating like this, but for stablecoin, to inform investors. So it's pretty interesting, and I think can help to make stablecoin more mainstream. Then we have some news from the regulation coming from Hong Kong. And so basically, Hong Kong is going to require a stablecoin license. So basically, any stablecoin that is not licensed in Hong Kong is not going to be allowed. And I think we can make a parallel with what happened with the Tether ban in Canadian exchanges a few weeks ago. So we see more and more regulation for stablecoin. And I think this is a good thing, because if we ever have a sort of FTX scandal, but for stablecoin, unfortunately, it will really be game over for crypto, because like stablecoins are really used everywhere in DeFi, Uniswap, Aave, and by all the protocols. And so if something like Tether went to go the same way of STX, it would be absolutely terrible. So all in all, I think it's pretty good that we have some regulation coming for stablecoin. The only thing that won't be very good is that probably at some point all these regulated stablecoin will need to basically block some addresses as decided by the government. And so when this happens, and basically stablecoin effectively become like fiat, so that's a big issue. But we'll see how it's going to play out. Then we have some news coming from Aave. So basically what happened with Aave is that released a new version, Aave v3. It's released on Ethereum mainnet and also on Polygon if you want to save some money. And the highlight of this release is a reduction of 20-25% in gas fees. So that's going to be much cheaper to use it. And so beside this, there are some new features. So they are what's called high efficiency features, which basically will allow users to use their capital more efficiently. So it reminds me of the updates of Uniswap v3. And this will definitely improve the liquidity. They have another feature called isolated mode, where basically it will enable more assets to be used as collateral. And at the same time, they will be able to isolate these assets. So this will protect basically the security of the protocol. So it will also improve the liquidity. So it's really two true innovation, and Aave really continue to be one of the most innovative DeFi protocol out there. And if you want to get in DeFi, it's definitely one of the protocol that you should study, along with Uniswap and Compound. These are really the most important one. So next, we have some news from the Ethereum Foundation. So basically, right now, what's happening is that they're going to be an upcoming update of the Ethereum blockchain called Proto-Dank sharding, where basically what's going to enable, it's going to enable a new feature that allows basically allow application to store data temporarily on the blockchain. So it's going to be temporary storage, and of course going to be much cheaper than permanent storage. And the main application use case for that is for layer 2 scaling solution like Optimism, Polygon, etc. And so it's going to help them a lot. But to put in place this feature, we need to generate some randomness. So it's related to some cryptographic element of this new update. But basically, anybody can participate. So to basically help to create this randomness, you have to go to this website, ceremony.ethereum.org, and basically you click on begin, and then you just follow their step, and you will do. Basically, you will provide some entropy to the system, and yeah, it's just a little thing you can do to help Ethereum. All right, so that's it for the news of this week. But before we do the Q&A, so quickly, I'd like to remind you, if you are new here and you want to learn how you can get into Web3, check out my free masterclass. It's a complete roadmap that will explain you what you need to learn, and also how to get your first job in the industry. It's completely free. So go to eattheblocks.com/masterclass. I'm going to put this in the chat again. Right. So eattheblocks. All right, so now let's see what we have in the chat. So we have baddies. Any trending project ideas? Project ID. So I don't have anything like that, but all I can tell you is that zero knowledge is going to be huge this year. So if you have any idea about this, definitely do it. Tebo, Siatamda, hey Julian, long time no see, man. Awesome. Kevin P. Siatamda, I wish you could share the video on the channel. Which video? You're talking about the masterclass? It's free. Everybody can get it. Glad I'm in Southeast Asia. Yes, same time zone. Who is saying Kevin 404 on your link? Really. Let me see what happened. Drone, why your masterclass is free? Yeah, it is free. Let me see. Let me click. If I click on eattheblocks.com/masterclass, no, it's not 404 for me. It's working. So I don't know why it's not working for you. Why you see a 404? I don't see a 404. Cosmos, you really have one of the best channel in my opinion. Hey, thank you so much. Nekefto, thought on Move better than Solidity, was getting into. I hear more and more about Move. I might do some video about it. No, Solidity is still number one. Joan Sevillano isn't loading the form once I send it. Okay, Joan, I'm going to check this out. Peter Navarro, how difficult is it to get into security in the Web3 space? It is. Why is difficult to get into? Is it difficult to get in security? Well, yes and no. I mean, this is basically security is a niche and the niche. So to get into security, what you need to do is first learn how the EVM works, learn the main smart contract vulnerability, and then basically you need to learn how to do a smart contract audit and read a lot of smart contract audit. So it takes time. It definitely takes time to make a name for yourself. But if you're really committed, that's really what you want to do, I think it's really, really worth it. RB, great work, Julian. Thank you. John Go, nice work, sir. Keep doing. We'll do course again. Awesome. That is okay. So this is in French. Are you in France? No, I'm not. Do you have a community of developers, meetings, etc.? No, I'm not in France. Eat the Blocks is a community, so all the students who take my course have access to a private Discord, but this is online. Jama, you skipped my question. Oh, really? So what's your question, Jama? Jama. Now, I think your question, I don't see any question from you, so maybe you can ask it again. Green Star, thanks Julian, best dev news. Welcome. THX, it's been a long time since we talked about NFT. Yeah, I mean, this year, so what I'd like to talk more about the channel this year is definitely smart contract security. probably zero knowledge proof, and I like to do more coding also, maybe more geeky stuff on the channel. NFT, it's not the hot topic right now, finally, but it's gonna come back. Cosmo, you're welcome. I follow a lot of channels that sort of teach Solidity blockchain, and I always come back to this one, especially for your updates. Okay, awesome. Nefecto, easier to get into DeFi than auditing? Yeah, auditing is a niche in the niche. What I like about auditing is that basically there is the let's say that the roadmap for auditing is probably a bit more clear than for DeFi. For DeFi, you have to study a lot of protocol, but I cannot tell you an exact roadmap for DeFi. However, for smart contract audit is definitely more clear. I would also say that these two things actually go hand in hand, because to be good at DeFi, you need to be good at security, because what happens is that you manipulate a lot of money when you do DeFi, so you need your security to be really top notch. Yeah. Kevin is in Singapore. Awesome. John Gold, can you look into MITx? Yeah. Drone, when the user try to register on your masterclass, he's get the 404 issue. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, so I'm gonna look into this just after the live stream, but this is not normal. Fermi, ID NFT voting for politician with face ID. Yeah, I like it. Very good. All right, guys. So we are going to stop here. Make sure to follow my free masterclass if you're just getting in the space. So apparently there is a little issue to register. I'm going to solve this just after. What do you think about APT? I'm not following this token. All right, guys, so we are going to stop here. So thanks everybody for coming tonight, and I will see you at another time. All right, bye everybody.